Alright, sequence of transformations, take 3. Alright. Excuse me, graph and label each figure. So we have to actually graph the figure to start with, and we have to label the points. A lot of you are still just graphing the points and not connecting them or labeling them. Some of you are just giving the answers and not graphing the points. You have to follow the directions. Okay, next. While I don't grade things in pen, the graph itself you can do in pen, especially if you're doing different colors, so that you can keep track of, which figure was which. But your final answers for the points, any work you do on the side has to be in pencil. Now, so we graph the original points: -3, 7, -2, 1, and -5, 2. That's the original triangle, XYZ. Now, you can do the counting thing to reflect over the x-axis. Count down, count past, count down, count past. Or you can say that x was at -3, 7, and so now x prime is at -3, -7. Because we flipped over the x-axis, y changes. Y was at -2, 1, and so now y prime is at -2, -1. Again, we changed the sign on the y. Z was at -5, 2, and so now z prime is at -5, -2. Graph those points and label them y prime, x prime, and z prime. And then to get to our last one, we have to do these in order. So it says first reflect over the x-axis, and then translate along the rule this. Well, that means that we're going to go and we're going to do this, then we're going to take this and do that. So that means we're now going to do x prime of -3, -7, and we're going to translate that -3 plus 9, -7 plus 2. And get x double prime of -3 plus 9 is 6, -7 plus 2 is -5. So that's where that came from. And so I graph that point. 6, -5, x double prime. And then I do the same thing for y. I take y prime of -5, 2. And I translate to y double prime. So I do -3 plus 9. Well, -5 plus 9. I wrote the wrong numbers, I am sorry. -2 and -1. So -2 plus 9 is 7. -1 plus 2 is 1. So y double prime is 7, 1. And then z prime of -5, 2 goes to z double prime. -5 plus 9 is 4. And -2 plus 2 is 0. So that goes there. So there's my final answer of the points, and there's my final graph. Okay, all the work in pencil, the graphs can be in pen, but I apply this transformation to the original and this transformation to the one I did here. So I move it once, and then I move that image again. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. I graph the original. Okay, so I get GHI. It says move it 7 right and 5 down. So whether you want to do the add 7, subtract 5, or the counting, you go over and down and you end up here. And if you want to do the addition subtraction to get the new coordinates, you got space, you do it off to the side, whatever. You get your coordinates, you're there. Then it says reflected over the line y equals -3. So we sketch that line, that's here. And so then from here, we take this one, and it's how far to that line? One space, we put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We put the points. Connect the dots and label. And then what are the coordinates? G prime is here, H prime, and I prime. And we're done. So we're just doing more than one transformation. So in the first one, it was reflect, then translate. In the second one, it was translate, then reflect. Where was he?
10th grader.
All right. Okay, now for this one, it's a translation and then a rotation. So again, we translate. Now for this one, you're going to want to know the coordinates. So we translate over. And so P goes to P prime at -1 plus 4 is 3, -3 plus 10 is 7. Q goes to Q prime at 4 plus 3 is 7, 10 plus -4 is 6.
Good morning, beautiful, welcome teachers. Just a reminder, as you're heading back to your class,
Please ignore the announcements as they happen.
With your mood meter before we play the lesson.
Okay.
Make sure that we're playing
R
Move This
goes
World
to
3
R prime.
times this week. Again, let's please pull up our Move This World videos now. Thank you.
4 plus 4 is 8. And -8 plus 10 is 2. And then S goes to S prime. 0 plus 4 is 4. And -7 plus 10 is 3. And so then we graph those coordinates and we end up over here. And I think I'm gonna have to redo this. Okay, no, I'm good. I just looked at it wrong. I'm going from this one to this one. I was looking at it from there to there. All right, so we go from here to here. Now it's a rotation counterclockwise around the origin. Now 90 degrees counterclockwise means we switch the order of the points and we change the sign on the y value. So P double prime, we switch the order, becomes 7, 3, and we change the sign on what was the y, so it becomes -7, 3. Q double prime becomes -6, 7. R double prime becomes -2, 8. And S double prime becomes -3, 4. And so that's our final points. And we graph those, write them down, and we're done. Okay? And so then if we take a look at the next one, it's the same idea. Reflect in y equals x. So we get from here to here, and then we translate to there. Okay? So we reflect, then we translate. And this is what we should end up with.
Yo, David.
And then one more. It's a 270-degree rotation. So we should rotate from here to here. And then we translate x plus 0, y plus 8, so it goes up to here. And we should end up with that. But that's all there is to it. It's one, then the other. Sorry for the interruptions. As always, if you have questions, let me know. Have a good day.